You posted that picture of your editing station with like the Coors Light.
The Bud Light Mountain Can, as they're called in Canada.
And I replaced it with the Monster Zero.
Yeah, the Monster Energy, no sugar, or whatever the fuck it is.
The boomer drink.
Yeah. Is it the 30-year-old boomer?
Yeah, the 30-year-old boomer meme with like the Monster Energy drink, 0 calorie.
One time I was like heading up to this wedding, and like I was in a car really late after work, so I was like, I'm just gonna buy an energy drink and have a heart attack. And the only energy drinks at the fucking gas station offered was one called Monster Energy, and then big letters underneath it was assault.
I love to be assaulted by my beverages.
I feel like the implication is you're gonna drink it and then do an assault.
That too. It's like
you're gonna have the energy to do a domestic disturbance.
The police will have to come.
I don't think cops should ever be allowed to come. This is my dominatrix opinion.
That's my exact fetish.
The best are off-brand energy drinks. Like there's one in the slightly scary gas station here. It's called Wolfpack. I haven't had the guts to get it, but I'm really curious.
Do you guys have Wildcat beer?
I don't know. I don't. Is
that a Canadian thing?
I think it's a Canadian.
I think the Wildcat might be very specific, like BC thing, but it's got like a cougar on it, and like it looks like you're gonna die after you drink it.
I was at a party once, and a guy drank an entire case of them because they're 8% beer, and he was like throwing up all over the place and all over himself. And like someone came in to like check on him, and all he had to say was, "The kitty is angry."
One of the darkest parties I've ever been to was fueled by high alcohol content beer. It was some like a high alcohol content version of like Dos Equis.
Oh my!
Destroyed the apartment.
Before we get started, I need to refresh myself on like what the fuck we're actually going to talk about. It's been so long.
Oh yeah,
we're going to talk about how much we hate women.
Mm-hmm.
All 4 of us.
100%.
Listen, I'm a woman, and I think feminism is dumb. So listen to me.
Oh, yes. With that take, this podcast would get like,
oh, can you imagine?
Millions of views.
Oh my god.
As a woman, here's what's wrong with feminism.
It's good to know that if we ever need money fast, I could just red pill myself.
Exactly.
And the money would just pour in.
And here's Brianne with why it's okay to say the R word. Millions of dollars roll in.
If you want to hit women, I think it's cool. Here's my Patreon. Yeah.
Y'all see that Fortnite streamer that like hit his wife on stream?
Oh my god, we're not talking about that. And we saw that and we were just like, hell no.
Yeah, that wasn't a podcast topic. That was like, oh, gamers. Because like the stream was bad, but like the response where people were like, she threw a cardboard box at him. What did she expect?
Oh my god!
It's not that I'm saying we should talk about it, but it's almost worth it for Boogie's take. Just like I'm done with both of them.
Yeah. Hang them both.
Hang them both. Oh my! I've never seen a pure
famous leftist.
Oh. I've never seen a pure example of both sides.
Yeah, he really needed to both sides that one.
It's so fucking stupid.
Listen, we really need to address cardboard box crime.
Reese, I see you were featured in I don't know how to say it, Vox Vo article.
Yeah. My PewDiePie tweet was featured as somebody who is sick of the whole argument, and they linked directly to the tweet. And I've been getting like a trickle of like likes from it just for the past like 2-3 weeks until yesterday. Somebody just like started in just like full blown racist meltdown, suggesting I should be deported to India, and it's just like this whole flood of people talking about how I am misrepresenting PewDiePie for posting that image of what the guy said and not saying anything other than I present a PewDiePie fan.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Video Games Are the Worst Thing on Earth. I am your host Alton. With me as always is Reese.
Gonna go beast mode on the SJWs.
Hell yeah. We fucking hate SJWs. We're real gamers. We hate their soy fun and their neo fun and their Zeta fun and whatever. I don't know. I can't keep up with their, like, alchemical, like, descriptions of what kind of fun is acceptable. But anyway, we have two very special guests today. Last time we had Matt, and now we have Brianne and Matt.
The package deal.
You're getting the full meal deal.
Hell yeah. There's a combo.
Brianne is like the cheeseburger of the meal, and I'm more like the fries at the bottom of the bag. Like, you're happy I'm there, but it's like, you really reach out to me in like a time of desperation.
And it just
This
covered
feels like
in
a
salt.
commentary on my body, and I'm not comfortable with it.
You are.
If this is some sort of joke about my weight, Matthew, this is not the place to air those grievances. Shame on you.
That's definitely like, just to start off the podcast, we're just gonna have a massive
Hell
fight.
yeah.
This is my fiance. I just compared her to
would
him.
break up.
Nice.
This is my co-channel owner and fiance, and she's a fat piece of shit. Let's talk about it.
Wow.
We'll all break up, but then we'll do like a wife swap. Like Alton and Brianne will hook up, and then I'll hook up with Reese.
Excellent.
Reese is my wife. Oh my god.
No. You're the husband. Wait, no. Never mind.
That's how that works.
I don't understand how fucking nuclear families work.
Well, you have to sit on a block of pure uranium for an hour to have the nuclear babies.
And the stork brings you a powerful child.
Just looks exactly like one of the super mutants from Fallout.
This baby's so powerful.
Can I sing to you badly the stupid brainworm that entered my head since I was invited to the Matt and Brianne Discord?
Yeah.
What's that?
Let me tell you a story about Matt and Brianne owning chuds in Canada land.
Oh my god.
The whole thing. That's what's been in my head.
Can we please record that and have that as our official intro to like all of our videos?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Perfection.
I mean, Matt knows some music-y people, so
Yeah,
they
that's
could make
true.
it happen.
Oh,
He's
let's
just
do it.
going to straight up steal the idea, just re-record it with Michael Blueberry. And
yeah, we
the whole
that's right. All
process.
Canadians know each other. We're very close friends with Michael Bublé.
You all live in a big bunk bed together.
I'm spooning Michael Bublé right now.
Jokes aside, like I actually do know people who worked on fishing boats with Michael Bublé before he was famous.
Oh.
Yeah, it's actually true.
Yeah, so the joke, the stereotype is in fact become reality.
Like we're trying
There
to
are
laugh
2
it off,
degrees.
but
There are 2 degrees of separation between every Canadian. Me and Matt have actually legitimately like gone back in our family trees to make sure we're not related, because we both live on an island that's not that big, and we're like, we should really double check.
Oh my
Our
goodness.
parents have a few too many friends in common. We just had to make sure.
Right.
and then it turned out you weren't related, right? That's the
yeah,
end.
so we're breaking up.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Mazel tov!
It's not kinky anymore. Lord almighty. Do you know Super Woke Daddy Prime Minister?
Who's that?
The Prime
Michael
Minister?
Skunt?
Michael Skunt.
Scott. He's Michael Scott.
Do people think of Trudeau as super woke daddy prime minister?
Yes.
He's like lukewarm neo-lib.
He
Prime
is.
Minister.
He is super lukewarm neo-lib, and
And
that's
that's
why
what
liberals
Americans
love
love.
him. We
Oh,
love
Oh
him.
yeah.
But now that we have Beto, we've forgotten about him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Beto O'Rourke. He's the new super woke daddy of 2018. I can't wait to see him run against a pile of actual snot and just lose. Which is basically what happened when he lost to Ted Cruz. It's just like, goddamn.
So Beto is just like a person that like Hillary like hollowed out and crawled inside, right?
He's just a skin suit.
It's like the Men in Black scene where he's just like, sugar and water.
He's actually 3 tiny Hillarys stacked on top of each other in a trench coat. Fuck.
Tell them that you feel great.
This is a good bit. We haven't even gotten to any of our topics yet.
No, that was it. We're just gonna do Beto O'Rourke riffs for 3 hours.
Beto
yeah.
O'Rourke riffs and just Canada riffs.
Oh yeah.
Maybe talk about Ted Cruz. He's always I wouldn't say he's like a well of content. It's more like a bus-filled bubo. And you just squeeze it and the content comes out and it's really gross.
He's not a well, but do you know when like you like have every intention of doing your dishes and you like fill the sink with hot soapy water and like let them soak and go do other stuff and forget, come back the next morning and it's like really slimy and sludgy and there's gross food particles. I don't know what to call that, but that's what Ted Cruz is a well of.
Yeah, I think it's actually really cool that, like, in this day and age, a bag of cold oatmeal was able to make it so far politically.
Nice.
Have you seen his new beard?
Oh,
like
my God.
A woman that he's married to cover up his sexuality, or like a beard on his
No,
face?
like on his face.
Okay, cool. I would.
And an article was written saying it was uncomfortably attractive.
Yeah. Oh,
Listen,
God.
any
That
attraction
one's
you have
really
to Ted
bad.
Cruz is going to be uncomfortable. That's just the bottom line.
Listen, sometimes you look at a person like Ted Cruz and they got a nice fancy new beard and it's like, yeah, I'd let you lay eggs inside of me.
Oh,
Slate.com says Ted Cruz's new beard looks great. No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to report that Ted Cruz's new beard looks great. Thoughts on the unwelcome
that's
semi-hotness of Texas Senator's facial hair? It looks gross and patchy.
That's the beard I had in grade 8.
I mean, we laugh, but I think his face does look like an obscene sin that the devil was born from. So anything that covers that up, like comparatively, like I have to at least meet them halfway and say, like, I don't get it, but I can understand where you're coming from.
Well, it actually makes it look like he has a chin, which is deceptive. Look at this comparative photo of him without the beard. It's just chinless, just gross, rotund globule of humanity.
Should be more worried about what's going on with that widow peak. Do you see that line?
Yeah, I do. He's thinning.
Like, I'm not one to judge.
That was like the only part of him that is thinning.
That was honestly my hairline when I was like, oh. That was my hairline when I was 17.
You were balding when you were 17?
I was balding when I was 14.
Damn.
Yeah, male pattern baldness is a bitch.
You got that high T, though.
Yeah.
High testosterone.
He's such an alpha. That's the
So
thing.
alpha.
I mean, he's so alpha that, you know, his hair can't even handle it.
His hair is just like, I'm too fucking beta and soy for this.
Yeah, his hair can't handle it. They're going back to their safe spaces.
On his dick.
They're safe.
It's the only place the hair grows. This is safe
The only
space.
alpha to come on the podcast thus far, Matt. Thank you.
Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Thank you for once again having me, and thanks for letting my girlfriend come.
We welcome your girlfriend from Canada because it bolsters our stories.
Of people from Canada?
No, God, you know, I have a girlfriend from Canada. You don't know her. That's a joke in the States about when you have a girlfriend that is not real. She's from Canada.
Really?
You don't know her. Yeah.
Oh, fun. I want to be someone's fake girlfriend. Besides Matt's.
I was going to say.
All right, let's get into this. Our first topic of the day. We've had our goofs. Now it's time to get serious, y'all. We got to get into this topic, which is apparently the GOG employee, which allegedly was fired for his incredibly bad handling of the Cyberpunk 2077 account and their fucking awful, shitty, transphobic jokes, got fired, and now he's using his Twitter account to mock trans people and has been hired by the guy who faked an assault on himself to try to get SJWs arrested at Gen Con.
Do you remember that drill tweet where it's like, got kicked out of an Outback State house for calling the waiters homos, and now my Patreon is up to $4,000 as a freedom of speech guru.
Wow. I did not know that there was a drill tweet. There's a drill tweet for everything, I guess.
There's a drill tweet for everything.
I do know that after just like the flood of what the fuck, the ex-GOG guy did decide not to take the job with the quartering. Probably because he just watched one of his videos and he's like, listen, I'm a dipshit, but this guy's a dipshit. You know what I'm saying? So he's moved on from that opportunity. And the quartering, I think, blamed the SJ dubs on all that.
I was going to do this video on the quartering, actually, because there was like this gem when he got mad about the fucking ice cream, the resist ice cream. And he was talking about it, and I can't remember the context, but he was talking about black fathers. And he's like, yeah, as long as we do some stuff to keep them in the house.
What?
Yeah, he's like a super racist piece of shit.
The quartering is like one of the most galaxy-brained, like right-wing gamer / Comic Gates idiots on the planet.
I don't know about any of these things. I get all of my news from bathroom walls. So
that's a pretty good place to get some good phone numbers, though.
Did you know that Jodie Daniels is a huge slut? Because that's what I know from the bathroom wall. She's down for a good time.
Breaking. The quartering is a guy who used to be involved in the Magic the Gathering community, doing content or I don't know what. Who cares? But he got banned for harassing like a cosplayer. And in his revenge, he started one of those culture war podcasts that does shit like, the She-Ra, is manly and is for SJWs. And his biggest drama is that at Gen Con, even though there is no evidence whatsoever, he claims he was assaulted and had a big Patreon to get, basically to grift a whole bunch of alt-right people out of tens of thousands of dollars.
Right.
Which is such a common thing, honestly. It's amazing just the griftability of the right, especially the far right.
What I love about the quartering is that he has my favorite version of the nerd wall, which, we all know is just all the shit that you've bought. But he can't even bother to put a coherent one of those up, so he just puts the boxes for his video game systems just kind of haphazardly stacked up to the left.
He just looks like a hoarder.
Yeah. Hoardering.
And he's just like, look, I bought a Nintendo Classic. Look at the box. And it's just
I'm looking at the picture in the article. Is the quartering the beardy guy on the right?
Yeah, he's the guy with the glasses.
Man, he looks like such a rotund, treat boy.
A treat boy?
He looks like a treat boy.
A little treat?
He just looks like the biggest fucking nerd who just, he looks gross. He looks doughy. I don't like him.
Speaking of his nerd wall, though, when I was doing a video on Comicsgate, I was going through all this footage and I was watching his, and I was looking at his nerd wall and it took a minute to click, and then I just front and center saw 12 rules for life up in front next to his Nintendo Classic, and I'm like, this is what confirmation bias feels like.
All right, do you want to read the article?
GOG employee fired over transphobic tweet, now working with right-wing gaming site. Updated. 2 months after GOG community manager Sean Halliday tweeted a transphobic joke belittling a trans rights hashtag, Halliday revealed that he was fired by the company, according to a new profile from Eurogamer. However, Eurogamer reports fails to mention that Halliday is working with Jeremy the Quartering Hambly, a right-wing
His last
YouTuber.
name is Hambly?
No, right?
His first name is Jeremy. I mean, everything you need to know is right
Jeremy
there.
Hambly. He does look like a Hambly. He's got this Hambly look about him.
His fucking parents must have hated him.
Hambly back in the oven for at least 20 minutes.
That's why he's like this angry nerd now, because he got fucking picked on for it. And now he's
yeah.
I'm gonna take it out on women and minorities.
Bros fucking in the hallway, fucking throwing packets of mustard at him. Yeah.
Pouring honey all over his face and shouting, "Honey baked ham! Honey baked ham!"
Glazing him.
Honey, why are you so sticky? Did they glaze you at school again today?
I don't want to talk about it.
Putting him in a brine for up to 21 days.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt. That was just too good.
No, it's fine. The article talks about his previous content that sucks for a little bit, and then it goes on to say, Hambly revealed in November that he planned to offer a job to Halliday, letting him join my team to help Discord my social stuff and work on managing a new community I am working on. Apparently, that job has now come to fruition. After Eurogamer published its profile on Halliday, Hambly revealed that the former GOG employee is now Exclusively Games community manager. The Daily Dot was able to gain access to Exclusively Games Discord, where Halliday serves as a moderator under the name Linko64. In one post on Exclusively Games Discord, Halliday sympathized with users complaining about the Eurogamer story and SJW's quote. Although he stressed that users are not allowed to condemn neither the alt-right nor SJW.
Oh, both sides.
Both sides.
I love gamers who both sides are like the fucking biggest brained individuals imaginable.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to say, before we continue, this is from the Daily Dot by Anna Valens. Thank you, Anna, for this good article.
Yes, thank you, Anna.
What were you going to say, Matt?
Hey, listen, the alt-right is bad, but we got to think about the minorities who want rights, okay? Because they're just as bad.
That's right, both sides.
Fanatics, all of them.
I wonder which side is more strictly enforced on here.
All right. And then he said, let's keep the SJW bits and pieces away from here now, Halliday wrote. I understand the frustrations with it all, but let's stick to the core values we're aiming for here, which is hating women and minorities.
Yeah.
I added that last bit, but it's true.
I mean, there's some subtext.
I feel like you read between them.
A couple more quotes from Linko64. All I asked was no terms like SJW. The topic is fine, as long as it does not devolve into fuck them SJWs, and on the flip side, fuck them alt-righters. I'm confident we can talk about things without the use of political buzz terms.
Smiley face.
Smiley face, like the big smile.
The big smile. He's so happy. He's like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
as long as we don't condemn the fucking Nazis at the same time we're condemning SJWs, it's fine.
He's just trying to convey that, we're all just one race, you guys.
The white
the human race.
Oh, sorry.
And, we can all we don't need to talk about these things. It's not polite dinner conversation.
And I like how this fucking moron is like, oh, they banned me for one thing. They didn't fire him for one thing. He made 3 fuck-ups at least. So the first one was obviously when he said, "Check helicopter, me, lol," where he was like, I don't even remember the original tweet. He was basically replying to some comment about the game and then made an attack helicopter meme. And then his second one was, "Classic PC games, # won't be erased on our watch." Yeah, how's that for some use of hashtags?
Woo!
And if you don't know,
Spicy.
let's read on. On October 22nd, Halliday used GOG's official Twitter account to tweet, "Classic PC games won't be erased on our watch." Joking, yeah, how's that for some use of hashtags? The tweet, which has since been deleted, referenced the hashtag created by trans activists amid a Trump administration memo set to erase transgender civil rights protections.
Yikes.
So, GOG released a pretty bare-bones apology, quote apology. Yesterday, we posted a tweet containing a trending hashtag as a pun. The tweet was neither intended as a malicious attack nor as a comment on the ongoing social debate. GOG should focus only on game. We acknowledge that, and we will commit to it.
Wow.
So yeah,
A little lukewarm there. Oops.
This wasn't the first time Halliday faced backlash over GOG's Twitter account. The community manager was previously responsible for a tweet promoting Postal 2 that referenced Gamergate, a harassment campaign targeting games journalists and women in gaming. Halliday stressed in an October interview with the Daily Dot that he never associated with Gamergate, a point he reiterated to Eurogamer, stating he prided himself on staying out of that whole Gamergate thing discussion for years. I'm certain of the views. There is this discussion to be had about the video game press and the industry, but I disagree with how most of GG Crowd handle that, though I can say the same about the very liberal side of the culture, too.
Every single quote by this moron is like, yes, alt-right is bad, but liberals also bad. It just, every single one, he's just like, he does like the most cowardly back and forth.
I was honestly just about to say that, like, these fucking guys are just, like, such fucking cowards. Like, that's what it comes down to, is they're like, yeah, these guys bad, but please, other guys, don't get mad. I think these guys also bad.
Mm-hmm. Oh, of course, it's unclear if Halliday's claims are actually true. In 2015, Halliday wrote an article criticizing Anita Sarkeesian because of fucking course. And Jonathan McIntosh from Feminist Frequency. I don't know who Jonathan is, but I know who Anita Sarkeesian is.
Boogeyman of the gamer community.
Yes. The Grinch of gaming. I must
He's
stop
in your
these
closet.
gamers from coming, but how?
She's gonna sneak in through your chimney and take all your gaming consoles.
Yes. Oh, the noise.
No, it's the nerds.
Oh, the boys.
In 2016, he criticized Polygon writers for their cries of sexism, racism, and other social issues. I love Polygon haters are my favorite. Go
2 for 2.
Go Linko. It's extremely funny.
Anita Sarkeesian and Polygon.
Then there's Halliday's decision to ban all political discussion from GOG's forums, vowing instead to remove super right-wingy and super left-wingy users from the group.
What is super left-wingy? Does somebody just say, I think that women and minorities should be treated as equals, and they're just banned.
See, that's too right. That's fanatical. I don't know.
Fanatical.
They're taking it too far. Wait 20 years.
Everybody should be fed. Ban. Too left-wingy.
Like,
No.
what is too left-winging to these?
They don't say. I'm sure it's probably bullshit. I'm not gonna speculate just because I can't come up with something creatively stupid enough to come close to reality.
Libraries are too left-wing.
Posters that attack Sterner from the left are
Ooh.
banned from the GOG forums.
That's a deep cut.
More than 2 female characters as protagonists. I think that is a little too left-wingy for me.
Yeah. I think women just playing video games at all. Too left-wing.
Mm.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Brianne.
Oh, no, I don't play video games.
Oh, good. That's actually...
Not a
Good.
That's
Never
not a
start.
woman's hobby.
Never started. It's a terrible
I exclusively play solitaire on my phone.
It's like smoking. But like if smoking
Okay.
made you stupid.
Instead of cancer, you hate women and minorities.
Yeah. There's some interesting stuff. GOG posted this fucking... Okay, Eurogamer took a screenshot of it. Eurogamer says, troubling GOG tweets, a fired CD Projekt Red employee and the specter of Gamergate behind the scenes look at a messy affair. And then there's a GOG picture of a game that wears its heart on its sleeve, a sleeve that is rarely safe for work, Postal 2, Paradise Lost, no filter, no DRM, and then there's a picture of a tombstone with the words game journalism on it, and then somebody's peeing on the tombstone.
Got him.
The libs have never been so owned. Ugh.
Oh man, I think that's pretty much everything. We've covered this particular goofus and his inability to say something bad about one political side without also saying something bad about another political side. Like literally every single quote from this guy talking about politics is like both sides.
The thing
I love
is-
how these guys are always wanting to like be like, oh, the left is a bunch of pussies, but it's like they're the one who can't fucking take a side or a stance on anything.
And the thing is,
There's-
like, he's talking about like all this, like, oh, both sides are bad, and he's like trying not to like show his opinions, and it's like he thinks he's hiding it, you know.
Hmm.
But we all
Sure.
know, what he actually thinks.
Yeah, I mean, it can be very easily implied from the kind of jokes that he's willing to make at the expense of which groups he's willing to make them for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
If I
who's
can
ready?
read the final update.
Go ahead.
After Eurogamer said Halliday had turned down an offer with Exclusively Games, Hambly confirmed Saturday that Halliday had quit working with him. Very sad news. Games journalists harassed and stalked Sean, forcing him to quit. Please share, he tweeted, along with a link to a YouTube video discussing Halliday and the article. So, harassing journalists 1, gamers 0. Call it a victory.
Hell yeah.
Victory for the right side.
But yeah, just to echo a quick agreement with all that if you ever were to push most of these people into what they actually do believe without extremely vague, neutral statements, it always ends up drifting right. Always.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about? It's just logic, you guys. They're just using their logic.
And their reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their seasoning in the case of Hambly.
Would a non-logical person bring up FBI crime statistics?
Oh boy. I'm ready for the next topic.
All right, let's do it.
A little bit of salt mines. Alright, so this salt mines comes to us from r/unpopular opinion, which, you know, when the subreddit's name is unpopular opinion and it has gamers in the title, ooh, it's gonna be good.
Buckle up.
Okay, I shall do a read.
Use your literacy.
Gamers are arguably one of the most persecuted classes in history. Unlike minorities, nobody has ever received a job or scholarship solely because they're a gamer. In fact, there has never even been the opportunity for a gamer to self-identify as such on any sort of job application, college application, or standardized test form. Furthermore, whereas minorities are widely considered to embody coolness and attractiveness by virtue of their race, gamers have been historically stereotyped as nerdy and unattractive since the dawn of our craft. Oh, I just want to linger on that one for a little bit. The dawn of our
Dawn
craft.
of our craft.
I had to cover my mouth from the screams.
When minorities speak out in the media about whitewashing, appropriation, and similar intrusions into their exclusive culture and values, they are universally lauded, except by gamers, of course. However, when a gamer raises a comparable concern about our community, we are branded as sexist, racist, misogynistic, and similar slurs. I don't think this guy knows what a slur is.
I don't think this guy knows what a hobby is.
Racist is the worst slur. I hate being called the slur racist.
Replace gamer in this thing with fisherman.
Like this is what I find so what's the word? Exciting maybe about gamers is that like they're so heavily invested in this idea of their hobby being an identity and like a culture. Like I know I like imagine any other fucking activity or hobby that you can think of having this level of like identification. You know, like I'm a painter. Like imagine if I was like, you know, us in the painting community, we do not get the respect we deserve. Listen, no one has ever wanted to fuck me because of my painting. In fact, as a painter, you know, painters are always painted in this terrible light.
As a painter, people stereotype me as a weird recluse who cuts off my own ear for inspiration. You know, and it's not fair.
Listen, people gotta stop passing around all these stories about Van Gogh. It puts us all in a terrible light, okay? We're not all weirdos who self-mutilate.
Not all painters.
Hashtag not all painters.
Not all
Paintergate.
painters. Paintergate.
What I think is the key distinction there is that this isn't even, they're not even creating anything. They're not doing anything. This is a hobby. This is people who go to museums looking at the paintings, creating a big identity. Excuse me, I went to the Guggenheim and Nina Sarkeesian criticized the layout of the museum, and I am going to send a death threat to her home about it.
Too much SJW work in our paintings. Why does the Mona Lisa have to be a woman, forcing inclusion into our paintings?
I can't wait to have 3 more beers and then tweet out, why does the Mona Lisa have to be a woman in quotations and tag you on it?
Oh boy. Well, there's a little bit left. I'll just read it out. So
Okay.
It's like racist, misogynistic, and similar slurs, and accused of overreacting. Imagine that. Imagine being accused of overreacting for saying gamers are the most persecuted class in history. Okay, and the last bit. Gamers are undeniably subject to excessive and extremely detrimental discrimination. The same cannot be said for racial minorities. Oh my god.
That's a hot take.
It is extremely hot. It's red hot.
You know, one thing that I think is really exciting about that unpopular opinion is the part where, like, he talks about not being able to put gaming on like on a
Standardized test
resume.
forms.
On a resume, but like the implication there is that like minorities do put their minority status on resumes, like listed under like what are your qualifications for this job? Like the first bullet point is I'm black.
Hello, I'm black.
Oh, I'm black. What are your qualifications for this job? Well, I'm Polynesian, so.
Well, my qualifications, I'm black and a gamer. So
Whoa!
Well, the
Can you
reason that
imagine putting your quinceañera as your experience?
Just a picture of you in your quinceanera dress.
Exactly.
Aw,
well,
I
the
love
thing is,
it.
when gamers write on the standardized test that they're a gamer, it's so the professor knows to actually get them the hard test.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Because they're too smart for the easy one. For the
They got
normal.
that
Yeah.
big brain. Their IQs are so developed from years of hand-eye coordination tests, playing
Yeah,
Super
sure.
Mario.
Sure, they've been training for this shit for years.
Yeah. Oh my god. I love that. Reminds me of one of our favorite threats from like the last time Matt was on, where it's like,
That
we're
broke me.
gamers. We spend hours all day doing the same thing. Just-
Complaining?
Yeah.
Complaining on the internet about women and minorities.
I would like one of these hardcore gamers to kind of like lay out what exactly they want. It seems a little obscure to me. So what kind of special privileges do they feel like they deserve as gamers? Just to be able to put it on their resume? Is that it?
Because they can do that.
Yeah,
they can put
do what they want.
they can put I am a gamer on their resume.
But,
that's fine.
Like, there's really no reason. They want to get scholarships for gaming? Is that it? Like,
I mean, the reality is that there are scholarships for gaming. Every
Yeah.
big esports thing does have a scholarship. If you can
Yeah.
actually perform, you know, it's actually not as great a job as they all think, but you can, if you're that good, you can actually do it. What they
Yeah.
think is that because they beat the hard, not European extreme, hard on Metal Gear Solid 3, that they deserve some special accolade, some little treat
sure.
because they managed to do the hard thing. And it's like it's of course very silly. I would
Sure.
love that for more hobbies to do that. It's like, listen, you have no idea how big my model train was, and I put
Is model train a euphemism?
it's a euphemism for gaming.
It's
Fair
a
enough.
euphemism for my great big multi-sectioned hog.
Yeah.
I have to run it on a track to
Model-
use it.
Model
It's actually a real nuisance.
Chugga chugga choo choo, here comes a train into the tunnel.
I'm imagining a 40-year-old man with just a room filled with model hogs hanging from the ceiling.
all strapped to like tracks, and they're chugling along.
Exactly.
Now,
And
see,
it's
that's
like-
a hobby that should get a scholarship.
Hell yeah.
That's
Agreed,
a skill set
agreed.
that I would like to invest some money
That
into
should be a
as
major.
taxpayer.
Model hog enthusiast major.
If you make model hogs and model trains, I have more respect for you than gamers.
This is the thing. Okay, you know what? Gamers, everyone plays video games. I know they feel like they're like a really fucking tiny persecuted group, but like everyone plays fucking video games, and like lots of people are really, really good at it. So like calm down. Like maybe get another hobby that's like actually, requires a bit of skill. Is that okay to say?
Like
Can I say that?
podcasting.
Yeah. No one does podcasts these days, so I think we're really
It's a very
cutting
high
into.
bar.
I think the mic has been dropped on this one.
Hell yeah. I think that was fun. That was some great
Yeah.
bits.
Their nose was rubbed in it.
Oh yeah.
So I think we should dig into what gamers do actually think about the Steam ban.
Oh boy.
All right, this is a relatively short article, so let's read the article and queue up some good comments.
Alrighty then.
Steam is banning sex games with young-looking characters. These days, anything goes on Steam, but not anything. If games are illegal or straight-up trolling, Valve says it'll send them packing. In the past, that's meant low-effort games with titles like Big Dick and MILF, achievement spam, and certain sex games. Now, according to some developers, Valve is going after games that feature themes of child exploitation, which it seems to define, at least in part, as games with sex scenes or nudity where characters are in high school. Over the past few weeks, the company has removed the store pages of several visual novels, including cross-dressing, I can't pronounce it, romance, Crosslove, Catholic school visual novel, Hello Goodbye, a story about the love between siblings.
Oh my god.
Malicious, and a cat girl game, Mao Discovery Team.
I wanted to just briefly mention, me and Reese have discussed cat girls before briefly, and my take on them is that they are the most basic bitch fetish that you can possibly have. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, we can't derail there. We don't have the time.
Mm.
The developers of these games all claim to have received similar emails stating that their games could not be released on Steam. While we can ship most titles on Steam, we found that this one does feature themes of child exploitation. Read the email received by Top Hat Studios, makers of Crosslove. Because of that, the app has been banned and cannot be reused. There are a couple ties that bind the games in question. It just, it goes on.
All school settings contain adult elements and center around anime-style characters who appear young. Yeah, so it's sort of like they do the thing where they in fiction they say they're 18, but they just draw them like anime teenagers. In the case of Immalicious, I added the disclaimer that all characters are over 18, like you can see in most visual novels. Oh boy.
Look, she only looks 14 because she was cursed by a witch.
Oh.
And that's also
She's
why
actually 1,000 years
She's
old.
actually, yeah, oh my god, that's a real fucking thing on one of them.
Mhm.
It's the one, I think there was one that had anthropomorphic, girls who are supposed to be dragons in human form, and they're thousands of years old, but of course they look
Yeah.
just, oh my god. It's pretty gross.
There, before this, the kind of the purity purges, a lot of trans and gay themed games get caught up in stuff like this that that suck. But there's definitely a line has to be drawn pretty clearly here of between that and tough to blame in the most generous circumstances.
Mm. Although there are some circumstances that we should probably get into about why Steam is doing this now as opposed to any time in the past.
Exactly.
And it is also, I believe it's also related to, I think it's also related to why Tumblr was banned off of iTunes. And that's because of the upcoming Sesta Fasta thing, which I am not super familiar with, but as I understand it, basically it was a bill created to allegedly help root out sex traffickers and exploitation of like children and stuff like that. But in reality, it was much more so to persecute sex workers.
Right.
And I think a component of this bill has something to do with why Tumblr is gotten in trouble for like not cracking down on like the child pornography problem on their website, and why Steam is actually doing something for once, which is just fucking incredible that there is a law that exists that Steam will acknowledge as as that they have to comply with. It just, reading their previous statements about when they will decide what is and what isn't illegal, I just thought that they would make up their own laws. But apparently not.
It'd be worth finding a good article about it for a deeper dive in a later episode, because you're 100% correct. And I haven't read anything that directly connects to this, but I'm sure it is, because Tumblr, like Facebook, updated its terms of use. Like a lot of websites are really tightening the screws on the adult content stuff because of Sesta Fosta. And Tumblr is really the only one that has gotten like big headlines about it, because it's so hilariously ironic for Tumblr to, kick out their own user base, and how absurd it was, how much gay and trans content was being marked as not safe for work. Tumblr's own article announcing this was marked not safe for work. They found that the one way that you could beat the algorithm so your not safe for work post could stay up is to just make an owl the exact same size as your nude photo, and then you can just get by the filters. So it's pretty ridiculous. But yeah,
we're not legal scholars, and it'd be good if somebody who knew a little bit more about the law were to look into this and see how this particular bill is affecting gamers and their disgusting weird porn games. And I think that it's very interesting if we can see if that connection is actually there, then it'll be another one of those Trump is punishing his most ardent supporters again, which is very funny.
Yeah.
I can't remember the game, but they were bringing over like some PS4. I think it might have been a dating sim game, but they were censoring it because like a lot of it had to do with very young girls.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just like seeing so many comments by gamers on Twitter being like, "This is censoring art."
Oh, it never fails. Like, do you remember that tweet where it's just like, they're censoring this anime, they removed her vagina bones.
Oh, God. Well, there has been a couple of less nuanced takes in reaction to this act of wanton censorship by Steam.
Wanton censorship?
Wanton, how do you pronounce it?
Wanton, I think?
Wanton?
Wonton censorship.
Wanton?
We're Chapo Trap House now. You fucking idiot! You said it wrong!
I thought Reese was just being racist, saying
For a minute, I was like,
Wow.
wait, did Reese just make a racist joke?
Yeah, I was like,
We're talking about like
anime?
That's what I was
I was like,
Reese has been
whoa.
canceled on his own podcast.
Yeah. You're
He's like,
cut.
I'm owned.
I can't blame Reese. He is a World War II veteran. He did the Japanese.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I just thought I sometimes don't pronounce things correctly. Sorry.
No, I understand.
I was
But
just making fun of Reese. Let's move on. We're breaking his flow. He was getting into a good
I'm
groove.
so sorry, Reese.
We love you.
It's-
We know
it's
you
okay.
wouldn't say anything racist.
No, I mean, it was meant to be racist.
Is this your apology tweet? Because it's not great.
You should work for GOG.
Yeah.
I mean,
Listen, I'm sorry, but it was meant to be racist.
This is Reese's red pilled moment. Oh man, he's fucking swerving to the right.
Man, I can't
be a
believe
part of
that
it.
your Patreon already has $2,000 a month on it.
Jesus, Reese is fucking rich now.
Hell yeah.
and I am, I have a release schedule for my slurs. So.
I was gonna cut this bit, but now it's too funny.
Real talk, I'm hungry for wonton now.
Yeah, I could definitely go for a
Well, let's hurry up. Let's finish. Let's read up some of these, and then we have to do the last segment. We have to. It's so good. All right, Reese, you want to read some of these hot takes? Green Meckler says at negative 82 points. Of course, Valve can do as they like on their platform. That doesn't mean we have to like it. Imagine if you replaced erotic games with FPS games. Again, they'd be within their rights, and yet the gaming community would be justifiably outraged. So there's definitely a double standard going on here.
Oh yeah, those things are definitely the same. For sure.
Oh, I mean, they're all in the same vein.
I can't believe they banned Call of Pedophilia 4 off of Steam. Oh boy. I've had I think I've had enough looking at these people.
The best part of this whole thing was you reading the headline and then seeing the image of the subreddit, which is just like a big wall of posts that have been removed.
Yeah. Here's the thing that I saw, the first thing I saw from this thread. It's Steam is banning blah 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 r/games. Steam is banning sex games with young looking characters. Posted to games by Daconite. And the first sorted by top comment. Removed. Reply. Removed. Reply. Removed. 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 Load more comments. Removed. 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 It's just like, yeah, I could see this topic just descending into a bunch of people being banned and being removed. I think there was a comment on that, actually. Okay, here's a quote from the moderator. Cirque the Monkey says, "Sorry folks, but the show is over. Comments are now locked. This thread alone has generated more user bans and required more general moderator attention than we usually deal with across the whole subreddit in a single day." So yeah, that's fun.
This is what gamers are like when they wild out and you get what they really think.
Yeah. Maybe I don't want to know what they're actually.
Exactly.
Are you so sure you want to put gamer on your job application now? Anyway, so I want Reese to introduce this good ass topic and give us a little background as to why it's relevant to you.
All right, there was an excellent series of tweets from @CableCabell, and he told a story that I'm very familiar with. Long ago, there was an Xbox Live support forum for suspended accounts, and incredibly, employees would reply and explain bans. It was so good. I would read it every day, mostly for the schadenfreude of idiot kids playing dumb and getting called out. And we're going to share some of the results that he's found. But I used to work at Stream, which did all of the contracting for Microsoft. In fact, I was supposed to say I worked for Microsoft, which is hilarious to me. But it was honestly the best thing about working there, because they shut down most of the website, couldn't bring in your phone because they were afraid you would take out the credit card's number. So you had nothing to do on lunch breaks except read these forums or just stare into space or play Smash Brothers Brawl in the break room with like extremely serious nerds, which is not an option. But they had these, and at least the way it was explained to me, and who knows what the higher ups were, but the idea was that they had these forums, so whenever we got a call about somebody getting mad about a ban, we could just send them to this pointless purgatory where they would get owned publicly rather than to spend like an hour of valuable time, because we have like rules where we're not supposed to let them leave unhappy unless these certain criteria are met, etc. Spend a lot of time and effort trying to make the customer happy. So we're just like, fuck it, embarrass themselves on a forum and we can get on to a real problem. People getting angry at me over the Master Chief Collection. Oh, and I just wanted to add about the Master Chief Collection is that the only time that somebody cried to me while at that job is because I would not give him a refund for the Master.
Oh my god. Master Chief, why do you make the children cry?
I like the idea of this person thinking Reese was Master Chief.
Me too. That's exactly what I was going into.
Like letters to Santa or some shit.
In his defense, that's how I would present myself on the call. Like, hello,
this is
Master Chief. Have you tried plugging your Xbox directly into the wall?
Oh my god.
All right, so do you want to read the first one, Alton?
I would love to. There are many, many of these, and we can take turns, but this first one's very good. So the topic is gamertag help. So, quote, in accordance with Xbox Live policy, the gamertag scrotal recall is no longer allowed. You must change your gamertag before playing online. And then Scrotal says, I've had this gamertag since 2004, and sadly, I am very attached to this name. I'd like to know why it has taken 5 years to determine that this name is no longer appropriate. I realize there is a broad number of people Xbox Live has to accommodate, younger children especially, which doesn't leave a whole lot of gray area in terms of Xbox Live policy, but I don't understand my punishment. This is the beauty of it all. I can curb stomp a virtual opponent's head into tiny little pieces, but my gamer tag is the real offensive thing on the screen? An explanation is in order. And then the moderator replies, games rated M have warnings. The dashboard, Xbox.com, and your profile are rated E for everyone. When the tag is changed, you will again have access to the live service. But I just love this because his name is Scrotal Recall.
I really want to weigh in and say that Scrotal Recall is very good.
There was actually a Netflix show called Scrotal Recall, and they had
Netflix. Yeah.
They had to change the name because like nobody was fucking watching it because it had a disgusting name.
Yeah, there was a Netflix show. Yeah, it was called Scrotal Recall, and they changed it to something lame.
Damn.
But
What did they rip it from the sky?
But also, this makes me very nervous because my Blizzard account name is Cankersaur69.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these ones that are gamer tag names. You want to take the next one, Reese?
I just wanted to add that I'm on Scrotal Recall's side on this one, and that the worst people on Earth are the people who, for free, would go to a website and go through random Xbox usernames that were generated and kick them up to us for review.
Yeah, so obviously, Scrotal Recall, it's very sad that he's been using this name for like 5 years. Never gotten in trouble to it until he ran into the wrong snitch.
I'm just going to say it, justice for Scrotal Recall.
Yeah, I think Scrotal Recall's in the right here, and
Well, I
I
mean,
think that
he's on the same boat as a friend of the show, Ligma, who got his gamer tag banned after using it for like 12 years and had to go all the way up like the chain of command to get his gamer tag back. But unfortunately, his wife, Mrs. Ligma, still has her account name banned.
I will read the next one.
Excellent.
About 2 months ago, I was forced to change my gamer tag. My gamer tag was Obama Death Panel. This is not really a big deal, and I'm not asking to have it back. I'm just curious to why it needed to be changed. This is a common term. It's a common term used on many news shows at the time I created it, and it was a typical political term. I do not understand how it was offensive to anyone. I only play FPS on Xbox Live, and I think that Obama
Of course you do.
is an awesome and hilarious name for these types of games. Again, this is not a big deal, and I know you all have more important questions to answer. I was just curious. Thanks, and happy holidays. Once again, I'm on Obama Death Panel side.
When you said it, I physically jumped out of my chair.
It's so good.
Oh my god. And then here's another one. You're gonna start noticing a theme with these reports. Topic is forced name change ? My buddy has a question about why he keeps getting a forced name change. His first name was Big Fart 7, And then he was forced to change it, so he changed it to Big Fart 8. And then a few weeks ago, he was forced to change it again. It is now Big Fart 77. Can somebody explain why this name is offensive or a violation at all?
That fucking dedication to his name is something that I admire and I would love to see in myself.
I mean, honestly, Obama Death Panel should have gone with Obama Death Panel, 9 or something after that.
Yeah.
Obama Death Panel
69. Hell
Gotta
yeah.
have the sex
yeah.
number. Gotta have the sex number.
Yeah, totally.
There's so many more of these fucking good ones. This one's basically just a gamer acting like a gamer. This one says, Larson550 suspended. Need answers, please, smiley face. Hi, live enforcement. I would like to know why my account Larson550 was suspended. It says because of my bio, but in my bio I never posted anything that violated Xbox Live's terms of service of use or anything. I would like to know more information about my suspension and if I can get it removed due to wrongful suspending. And then the moderator, the pro, responds, you put, quote, and in all caps, anyone who is a Muslim terrorist or an illegal alien Mexican immigrant get the hell out of America. Anyone who doesn't respect or support the U.S. military, then go lay in a hole and die! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. In your bio, which is offensive and against the terms of use. Your suspension will stand as issued. Oh, and this one's fucking good. This one's so fucking good. Oh. Do you want to get this one, the one directly after that, or should I get it?
My account, Crunchy Shorts, was suspended for 2 weeks. I have nothing offensive on my profile, and I don't talk to people outside of Party Chat. All Xbox employees I've talked to haven't helped much. I don't know which email I used for this account, and I don't know why I got suspended. Please help. And first he says, I'm not going to investigate this issue. When you clearly have something offensive,
Wait, no. It's, I'm not going to investigate this issue when you post with a clearly offensive gamer tag. Okay, since you've PM'd me asking about what you did and wondering why you are banned, we shall post here and conclude this thread. You put Hugh G. Anus in your name, which is clearly offensive and against the terms of use.
Beautiful.
Oh my god.
Now, see,
Huge anus.
I think that this is another scrotal recall situation. What if his name is Huge Anus?
it's big butthole shaming, and I won't stand for it.
Yeah, we don't all have tiny pornographic buttholes. Some of us have
Just
I'm not gonna
large
complete that
gaping crevasses.
some of us have large gaping assholes.
Do better, Microsoft.
You can just
do better.
This is amazing. Shredder S49 says, "Can I get banned for having the freedom of speech?" Title says all. "Can I get banned for saying racist remarks and profanity?" And then Handlebars replies, "What about my freedom of speech? References to freedom of speech or the United States Constitution's First Amendment do not apply to Xbox Live, as we are not a government agency, nor is the Xbox Live service a government-funded institution."
I had to tell so many people that. Oh my god, it's hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can he get... The title is great. Can I get banned for having the freedom of speech? Just so good.
Most of these, the rest of these are the whole punchline is that there was a literal slur in the profile.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah, there's this one by Patriot. That's just... I'm not saying it. But it's basically the N-word. That's his gamer tag.
God.
He put the N-word in there, and then the Xbox Live employee tactfully says, "Please pay attention to the second gamer tag in question. Perhaps you will notice the N-word."
Jesus Lord.
There's just all slurs. They're all people getting banned for having slurs in their profile name.
And then being confused as to why.
So I think that's a good sampling of it. I'm curious to hear what you think about this, Reese. How does this reflect on your time at Xbox?
I mean, that's 100% what it was. Honestly, like, it's not what I dealt with most of the time. Anytime there was anything like that, I had to refer them to the message board and it was hilarious every time because most of them immediately knew they're just like, what I have to do with this bullshit, and I have to be like, listen, I just work here, bud. And
listen, man, it's Microsoft that makes me have to ban you for saying the N-word. It's not me.
I feel like what this doesn't capture, though, are the insane amount of people who cheat, and it's like very clearly like obvious because I don't know, they bought some kind of modded system, and whatever game that's recently come out can tell, and it's just like the stalwart liar trying to fight technicians, just being like, it's extremely clear you're doing it. And they're like, no, man, it's a system. Your analytics are wrong, and you're taking down the common man.
I was framed.
Which exactly, it's like, I didn't hack my wife. That's
amazing.
The gamer glove did not fit.
It was more that than the racism, thankfully, but it was still mostly that, and just normal. Way too many people. Like my job, like honestly, was mostly parents whose children had found their credit card information and spent like thousands of dollars in free-to-play games you have never heard of.
God, that's shitty. Those sound like they'd be pretty tough though, because it's just like fuck these games. Exploitative-ass games.
Well, I mean, it's pretty clear. Like, if somebody had spent like, I forget what it was. The most egregious one to me, it was something called like Happy Time World or something like that.
Oh no!
Transaction bullshit. And like when somebody has like thousands of dollars, I'm just like, listen, I'm refunding this. It's like it's pretty clear that it's a kid bullshitting. Stealing from their parents or whatever.
Happy Time Fun World sounds exactly like the kind of Skinner Box-esque Pony Island motherfucking game that just give to your kids and be like, here's Happy Time Fun World, now give us your parents' credit card information to continue.
I'm trying to remember the exact title because it'd be funny to like look it up again, but yeah, and just stuff like that, and just explaining the basics of technology to people who don't really understand it, which is fine. Honestly, those were my favorite calls. It's just like some veteran who's just like, listen, I just need Call of Duty to get through the day, and I'm like, all right, buddy, whatever. Plugging your Xbox into the wall. Would you like the darkest, not even funny, the darkest future call I ever got?
Yes.
Of course.
One guy called and asked, he wanted to download every single Call of Duty game with every single map so he could give to his infant daughter as like a heirloom. Like, I love these so much, and I want to make sure that I have these forever to give to my infant daughter. Oh. And I was like, listen, man.
No. Oh, no,
it's kind of, game preservation's kind of beyond my scope here.
So he just wanted to confirm that all the Xbox Live games he downloaded would stay there forever?
I honestly, I don't know. He was pretty unhinged. He just wanted it in any way that I could help him to make sure that he would be able to ensure these heritage Call of Duty maps would be there for his daughter when she grew up and would be able to appreciate them.
Look, my child, look upon the games. Everything the slur touches is your kingdom. All right, well, are we ready to wrap up? I think we've had a good time goofing around on the gamers today.
Thank you for tolerating us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
It's amazing to me that we can expose you to at least 4 different terrible dark things, and then for you to thank us at the end.
This is Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, it was great having you guys. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you again.
So where can people find your excellent work on the internet?
Behind any given KFC in the Vancouver Island area.
Hell yeah.
They can find us at
our work.
Oh, for God's sake, Brianne. They can find us at www.youtube.com/Brianne and Matt or on Twitter at Brianne and Matt.
Excellent. And Brianne, you have a Twitter, yes? I'm sure you do.
I do.
What is Twitter again?
It's at Brie Aggressive.
Let's see, Reese, where can we find you and your online collection of slurs?
You can find me at Your Very Good Bud, where at any moment PewDiePie fans are yelling at me.
All right, you can find me at 8alton8 on Twitter or on YouTube at Alton Plays.
Also, the website, videogamesartheworst.pinecast.co. Bigatwo on Twitter. Rate and subscribe. This episode was a real brain breaker.
It was, but it was in the best way possible.
That's what
I'm
I suppose
tired.
the title be, is the brain breaker.
I'm tired, but a good tired.
Indeed.
Good.
Anyway, thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time. Hello, everyone. As I'm sure you can tell, the podcast is not over yet. And that's because we have, for some reason, mostly because we were bullied into it, we created a Patreon. We created a tier. We created 2 tiers, which is $1 a month gets you into our baby puzzler tier, which I consider to be the absolute, standard tier to pledge to. Just like give people $1 a month. Our next tier.
Don't talk them out of it.
But our next tier at $5 a month is our powerful poster tier, which, in addition to getting all the bonus content we have not made yet, who knows, maybe by the time this goes up there will be bonus content, but it also gets you a thank you at the end of the episode. So every episode now we're going to read out the names of all of our patrons at the $5 tier, at least until it gets insane, and then we'll have to think of something else.
Yeah, but by that point there'll be premium content. So, though I do think it'd be hilarious to just every episode is just like 3 hours long, and 2 hours of it is being like just reading names.
And people have done it before. Without further ado, because we've been rambling a little bit, let's go ahead and start reading them off. Robert M, thank you very much. And this one is an hilarious name that is fun to read on air.
Thank you.
Yeah,
which appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. It's very hilarious reading this name on air.
Next is
I know who you are, really. I know who you. You can't hide your fucking name from me.
Oh yeah, I recognize that avatar.
Yeah, that's Conky. I see you, Conky.
Big ups, Conky.
And then Higgins the Seagull. Thank you, Higgins.
Friend of the show.
Hell yeah. And then Tom Devane, which has like the Lego avatar with the powerful eyeballs.
And Dissonant Dragon.
Yeah, friend of the show, Dissonant Dragon.
Thank you, Dissonant.
No diss on that dragon. Damn.
Boom.
Jordan Haas, I don't know who this is.
I don't know. I listen. I don't know who this is, but I get the sense, just an emanation from that avatar. That guy knows a fucking lot about game shows, and we should respect and honor his power.
Mm-hmm. I feel like if that man had a podcast, it would be called Game Shows, I guess. Is that right?
TV programs where you play games, maybe. I think that's the title.
Game Shows, maybe. I don't know.
The actual title is Game Shows, I suppose. He's our pal, Jordan.
Thank you, Jordan.
And thank you to everybody. I know times are tough.
We appreciate your dollars.
A little bit.
Stephen and Colin, just for this month, we'll shout you out.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I think that's it. I think that's us. That's the segment. That's what we promised. You cannot sue us.
That's right. And for bonus content, I don't know. I need to edit. We have like the original unaired pilot, which we can pretty much edit down and broadcast out, which I think will be excellent premium content for everyone.
I think it's a good special treat.
I just need some time to edit it. So just convince my boss to fire me and get me on unemployment, and I will have so many. You'll have so many podcasts you won't know what to do with all.
Say no more.
All right, bye everyone.
Bye.